Hey guys, Adam from Luxury Auto, and today we're going to be looking at this 22 Grand Wagoneer Series 2 and see how it holds up after 4 years and 55,000 miles. Now, the Grand Wagoneer has not been around for very long, and the lineup can kind of get a little bit confusing because you have the Wagoneer and you have like Series 1 through 3 there, and then you have the Grand Wagoneer and like Series 1 through 3 there. So lots of different options on here. This particular one has my favorite option, which is the McIntosh speakers. But how does it hold up after 55,000 miles? So let's do a little bit of a walk around and check out the interior and see what we got going on. So the outside of this particular unit, which by the way, this is for sale if you are interested. The stock number is C7967A, and it's got about 55,000 miles, and I believe today we have it priced at, hold on one second, I think it's $45,000. $46,000, so $45,999. If you guys are interested, it is for sale today, July 17th. So walking around the outside here, wheels look like they're in really good condition. Tires look like they're fairly new. They're not brand new, but they look fairly new. Side looks really good. Let's take a look at this rear wheel. Now, I briefly took this one out for a spin, and I definitely have some thoughts on how it drives and everything like that, but I wanted to show you guys the outside, show you a little bit of the inside. Here on the passenger side, you can see there's just a little bit of damage on the wheel right there from some scuffs. Oh, looks like there is some on the rear passenger one as well. But that's about all I can see for the outside, so let's go on the inside and talk about some of the, we're just going to briefly go over some of the features and how it kind of holds up after 4 years and half of 100,000 miles. Now, this particular one has kind of like a grayish blue interior. It's kind of hard to pick up on camera, but it's accented by these nice tan stitch lines. Really like this. And then you've of course got the bright kind of orangish wood color. It pairs really well. It looks really nice in person. Here you can see McIntosh speakers. Now, one of the things I like about what the Grand Wagoneer does is they put some of the seat controls up here. We'll get into that in just a second. So you can go forward and backwards and everything right here. And then you can adjust some of your settings right here. This is for your headrest. So you can adjust forward, backwards on the headrest. Fully auto up, down on your window controls right here for both the front and the rear. And then, of course, I guess I didn't show it, but you have deployable steps on the side. Those work just fine after 55,000 miles, so that's nice. So we go on the inside here, and you are greeted with a whole bunch of screens, which feels very high-end. And here you can see you've got your speedometer and everything like that. And then if we go here and I turn it on, you have a bunch of different controls. Now, here is where it gets a little bit confusing as far as like your heating and air controls and everything like that. There's a lot of different options here. So I understand why they did this, but it's going to take you a little while to kind of climb through all the different options. So right here, if you go to seats, you can see you've got a lot of different options for lumbar, up, down, in, out, back bolster, and thigh bolster. It's nice that they did this. It's nice that it's kind of in this screen, and it's nice that it's on this bottom one because it's very easy to reach. Your massage settings are right here. Front, you can dial in your HVAC controls, but you can also do it up here, which is kind of redundant. So I don't know why they really did that, but you can also dial in your rear air controls. So if we turn that on and we just do sync, then it'll sync, the rear will sync to the front. Pretty standard stuff there. You can also lock it out so that the rear screen back here, the kiddos can't mess with it. And then you have kind of like your general HVAC controls right here. Temperature up, down right here. Seat controls, so it is heated and cooled seats, and you have a heated steering wheel. There we go. Turned on the cooling seats. And then your interface, we're not really going to spend a ton of time here, but I mean, if you have ever dealt with a digital dash, I'm sure you kind of get the idea here. You do get a nice kind of almost full panel sunroof. And what I mean by almost is you have a divider right there, and then you have a third row that it kind of splits it up a little bit. So if you want to, you can just do one touch, opens it up. And then if you want to stop it right in the middle, you can just stop it right in the middle right there. We're going to go ahead and open this all the way up just to let some sunlight in here. You do have some nice cup holders right here. I like how Jeep does these. Sorry about that. I had the pano opening up. So I like how Jeep does these cup holders right here with these kind of like cushions right here. So when you set something in, it expands and then it holds it in really securely. Here's a really nice spot to put your phone. And then here is your drive selector right here. This does have air suspension, so you can dial it up and down. And then you do have some different drive modes right here. And then you've got some different modes right here. This button right here is to turn on the passenger side screen, which as you can see does work. So passenger side gets their own screen. But let's jump in the back here and check out the second row. Okay, so back here you can see you get a nice pull shade right there. So if you want the kiddos to have a little bit of blocked out, you just pull it up, hook it in right there. Works just fine. It is a second row bench, and getting into the rear, you can just do that. And then boom, nice quick access to the back, which is super, super nice. Or if you want to be old school, what you can do is you can just put your hand underneath here and your second row will move forward and backwards. So you can have it go all the way to the front and then just pull that, and then the seat will tilt forward, and then you have your access to the rear. Now, right here, you can also fold down your third row. So if I hold this, it'll hold that down. Looks like it is one touch. So then you have a 60-40 split on the back there, and then just one touch with the button and the seat will go back up. Now, as you can see in the back, the passenger side seat is fairly far back. I'm 5'9", and I've still got plenty of room back here. The seating position is nice and high. This is right at eye level, so you can the second row passengers can easily get a view right out the windshield. Here is the second row screen. Looks like it does have heated second row seats, which is nice. They can always turn the screen off right there, but this is just basically HVAC controls right here. And then down below here does look like you get USB-C, USB-A, and then a 110 port right there, and then a regular just plug-in port right there as well. Third row looks like you've got plenty of legroom right there as well. So the third row passengers are not going to feel like second-class citizens, and you do get charging ports on the back there as well. And it looks like you can also scoot up the second row seats to make a little bit more room. Second row also gets cup holders right here. A little bit on the basic side, but it gets the job done. And it does look like this middle seat can pivot on its own. I haven't quite figured out how to do that, but it is separated right here, and it is separated right here. So I'm assuming that you can do something with either folding this down or getting it out of the way. All right, coming to the back here, gonna open up the tailgate. Now with the third row up, you do still have a decent amount of trunk room in here. You might be able to squeeze a checked bag back here forwards, but you will for sure be able to fit it in sideways. But of course, if you ever need more room, you can just fold down the seats right here. What's nice is you have your second and third row one-touch buttons right there. And then it looks like you have some like clips and everything like that to put in a cargo net or something. Looks like you've got a subwoofer right here. Really nice, spacious back end back here. Okay, so let's go take this thing for a really quick spin, and I've got some thoughts on just general driving of it, but let's get into it. Okay, so you guys have heard me talk before about the way that a vehicle drives is a very important thing for how big a vehicle feels. So a lot of times I'll get customers that come in and say, oh, well, I don't want a Suburban or an Escalade or whatever because I don't want to feel like I'm driving a tank. And then they kind of drive one and they realize it drives a lot smaller than what its outside proportions would lead you to believe. This is the opposite of that. It's a big vehicle. It feels like a big vehicle, which if that's what you're going for, this is exactly what you want. It reminds me, it rides a lot like a Range Rover, in my opinion. Very kind of floaty. I don't know. It's not a bad thing, but you definitely feel like you are driving a big vehicle when you're driving this. But it is very powerful. So I'm going to get onto the interstate here. We're going to get on the throttle. Oh yeah. Stellantis and Dodge, just throw a V8 in it, call it a day. And the nice part about that is you get a nice, very nice sounding engine when you get on it. It gets up to speed very, very quickly, and it does it very comfortably too. This is a very, very comfortable drive. And again, you feel like you're driving something high up. You feel like you're driving something big. You feel like you've just got just enormous amounts of space back here. This kind of reminds me of like old school Suburbans, and then they started to drive smaller than they felt. Again, it's something that you have to kind of experience for yourself, but these Grand Wagoneers, they feel premium all the way around. Even after 55,000 miles, I'm not hearing any squeaks or rattles or anything like that. Everything works as it should. It gets up to speed just like it should. So for 45 grand, I mean, this could be a very, very good vehicle for somebody who's got a large family, wants tons of cargo space, wants a V8, so on and so forth, and wants a premium audio experience, because these speakers, the McIntosh speakers, oh my goodness gracious, they just sound absolutely superb. The layout is going to take you a little while to figure out, but I would say with a lot of different luxury vehicles, that's probably going to be the case too, because the nice part about luxury vehicles is they give you lots of options. The downside to luxury vehicles is that they give you a lot of options. So if you've driven an Escalade before, and you know, so every generation after that, you can assume that a lot of the things are going to be the same. And I'm assuming that it's probably the same way with Stellantis products, Jeep, Dodge, you know, whatever. I do not drive a ton of the high-end Dodge or Jeeps, so I don't know exactly where all the controls are and everything like that, but very, very nice vehicle. If I were to put it in sport, I bet everything just kind of tightens up a little bit. Looks like cruise control is very easy to set. It's all on the right-hand side right here. Does look like you get adaptive cruise control in this. Just went over some railroad tracks right there, and it handled it beautifully. Barely even felt them whatsoever. So we're kind of getting back to the dealership here, and there's not really a whole lot else for me to say on the vehicle other than, again, it is for sale. It's 46 grand. The stock number, if someone is interested, is C7967A, and this is a 2022 Grand Wagoneer Series 2. If you guys are looking to purchase this vehicle or any other vehicle, let me know. I'm Adam Huber. You can go to adamhubercarsales.com and reach out to me there, or just send me an email to adam.huber@cadillacofsiouxfalls.com. Talk to you guys later.